Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Lex and I am the owner of PlantLifeLex.com, which is my online houseplant store. I recently did attend the Ecuagenera pop-up event that was in Trenton, New Jersey, and I did come out with 2 plants. If you haven't seen that video yet, I'll put it up in the cards so that you can go check it out and then come back to this video. They had a decent amount of plants and a good selection this time, so I did end up walking out with 2 plants, which you can see here. I picked up this plant here. This is the Ploumanii citrus, or Ploumanii, however you say it. And I also did pick up a Hoya. This is the Hoya glabra here. I want to go ahead and repot them because the soil that they're in is just not great. It's been a few days since I got them, so I think it's okay for me to repot them now. The Ploumanii I plan on repotting in my soil-free aeroid mix, and this Hoya I actually plan on transferring it into pond instead of soil. I keep all of my Hoyas in pond or leca and they do really well, so I definitely want to get this one out of the soil and get it transitioned. From just looking at this one here, it's definitely going to need maybe a 5 or 6 inch pot. This plant is actually a crawler, and crawlers are actually not my favorite type of plant, but since this plant is still like pretty small and not crawling too much, I think I can just fit it in like a 5 or a 6 inch pot and like deal with the crawling part later. As for this Hoya, I think I might end up cutting this leaf off and making it into 2 plants. I'm not too sure. I definitely want to unpot it and see what it's looking like first. So let's just get started. I just have this bin here that I'm going to use to put the old soil in, and I'm wearing gloves because I don't like touching like soil or anything like that. I'm also going to be pest treating these plants. I do pest treat plants when I first get them, just because you just don't know what they could have or anything like that. I've actually encountered pests several times when I purchased from Ecuagenera. I definitely want to be like really careful because currently I don't have any pests. I haven't had pests for a really long time, but it seems like every time I get a new plant, that's when it happens. So after I am finished unpotting these, I'm going to actually take them to my sink and run them underwater, and then I'm going to spray them with my favorite insecticidal soap, just in case if there's anything on there. For me, that insecticidal soap actually works the best, and I'll link it in the description below in case you're having issues. I feel like it works great against like mealybugs or like spider mites and stuff like that. But like I said, I don't really get that many pests. It usually just happens when I get a new plant or something like that, and lately I really haven't gotten anything new. I know if something does happen, it's probably going to be from these plants here. I actually plan on quarantining these guys a little longer, so I'm probably gonna pot them up and just keep them like here, like in a bin for like another like 2 weeks or something, just to like monitor them, because like I said, I really don't want to bring pests into my home. So the soil that this one was in, and I guess this one here too, I think it's just like pure like peat moss soil or whatever it's called. Very dense and dry, and it's like just really icky. So I definitely want to just get them out of this stuff. So the Hoya doesn't have that many roots, which I wasn't really expecting it to. That's kind of good for me because I think it's just going to be easier to transition it to pond this way. So when I go to pest treat these in the sink, I'm also going to like clean the roots really good, and then I'll bring the plant back so you guys can see. I'm going to just do it in the sink off camera just to save some time. But honestly, transferring your Hoyas to like pond or leca is so easy. They really do well in semi-hydro. So yeah, this guy is pretty much done. I think that I actually am going to cut this one leaf off here. I kind of just want to have 2 plants. So yeah, I'm probably gonna cut it later. So this one is done. This one looks like it's pretty root bound actually. I'm not sure if you can see, but this one is really like root bound. So I'm just gonna like gently massage the roots out and try to get the soil off. And I'll also be rinsing the roots on this plant as well, just in case that there is something lingering in the soil. And I apologize in advance if I start sounding a little like nasally. Anytime I deal with like this type of soil, I instantly get so stuffy. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but I get so stuffy when I have to deal with like regular like soil. And that's like a part of the reason why I don't use like actual soil, because it just makes me like get allergies. I'm just gently like squeezing it to release some of the roots, trying not to disturb it too much. We probably will lose a few roots. Like I said, it's pretty root bound, but honestly I'm not that worried about it. So this is my first time actually owning a Ploumanii. I've owned several Mammy Eyes in the past actually, and I'm gonna guess that they're pretty much the same type of care. The reason I chose this one was because I've always liked the citrus and I just really like the color. Like the color is this beautiful bright like green. It's so pretty and it definitely stands out amongst like the other plants. That's why I picked it out. They did have some bigger ones there, but I definitely did not want a big plant. Obviously this plant is going to get big. I just really enjoy growing plants from like a small or medium size, and then I'm okay with them getting bigger. I feel like it's more fun that way for me at least. So yeah, I did opt for one of the more medium sized ones. One thing about Ecuagenera is that they like really have some really big plants. Like if you're into big plants, like that's where you need to go because they always have like really massive like plants, and I don't have space for it. I just don't have space for it, and that's just it. I don't have space for it. So yeah, they do have some pretty big like philodendrons and anthuriums usually. I just want to make sure I get this soil off, you guys. I honestly think that I'm allergic to like soil because I get so like stuffy and like itchy and stuff. I only have one other crawler and it's my gloriosum, and it's starting to crawl, but I'm ignoring it because like I hate dealing with crawling plants. I just like don't like that rectangular planter. Like I just don't like it at all. So I'm probably just gonna stick this one in a 6-inch pot and just let it like do its thing for a while until it really just can't be in that pot anymore. I think that's just what I'm gonna just do. I did see a rectangular planter on Amazon that I like. It's clear. I think it's acrylic, so it definitely goes with like my clear pot aesthetic. So I definitely am gonna try that when it's time. The reason I picked this one in particular is because it does have a new leaf coming in here, and this is the newest leaf. So I do look for the plants that have like the new growth coming in. So that's how I like go plant shopping. I just try to look for like new growth. I'm going to step off camera and I'm going to pest treat these and rinse them down in my sink. I'm not doing it in here because I don't like to spray the pest spray just out in the open. I have 3 cats. I don't want to do that, so I'd rather just do it in the sink. So I will be right back and then we can start repotting. I just got back from cleaning the plants off. I rinsed them down and then I sprayed them down in the insecticidal soap just in case if there are any pests just lingering that I can't see. At least I know that that most likely will kill them. So that's a great product. That's what I like to use for pest treating my plants. So I did clean the roots of the Hoya so that I could put it in pond. I hope that you guys can kind of see here, but there's not that much of a root system here with the Hoya. I cleaned the roots off as best as I can because I am going to pot it in my pond mix and just make the plant semi-hydro. I just prefer that for the Hoyas, and they grow really well in the pond or leca mix. So we're going to start with that one first. I'm going to use this glass vessel here. I think I got this from the Dollar Tree. I tend to get a lot of my glassware from the Dollar Tree. They're like candle holders, they're like cups and stuff like that. It's like perfect for plant propagations or like these type of plants where I like to do the glass for like pond and stuff. And then here is a mixture of my pond mix, perlite and leca. I put perlite in it this time because honestly I'm running low in my own personal stash, so I'm trying to stretch it as much as I can. Pond is really little and you end up using a lot of it, so it definitely does run out quicker. So a great way to make your pond last a bit longer is to add perlite or leca in it, and that helps like it not be so small. So that's what I have here. So basically what I'm going to do is fill this like halfway with the pond mix, put the plant, and then just cover it. I know a lot of people have questions on how to water pond or leca or anything semi-hydroponics. I always use vessels that don't have a drainage hole, but you can. You don't have to do it like this. This is just how I like to do it. I basically just pot the plant and then I just fill the water line up to about 1/3 of the vessel, and then the plant drinks the water from there, and then when it's dry I just fill it back up again. It's very simple, but I feel like people make it really complex when it doesn't need to be, and it kind of scares people away, but it's very simple. So I'm gonna just fill it halfway first and then position the plant and then fill around it. I'm going to position the plant like in the middle here. I am probably going to cut this off. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. If I don't decide to cut this, I'll probably put like a little bamboo stick in here just to hold it. And now that I'm thinking about it, I definitely do think I'm allergic to soil because I instantly got super stuffy when I started unpotting those plants, and now I don't feel good. I definitely have bad allergies already, and when I get like a flare up like that, like my whole day is ruined. So Unfortunately, I think after this, my day is over because my throat is like already closing up and my nose is stuffy. My eyes are starting to itch. So yeah, that sucks. I don't know if anybody else has that problem when they smell soil or like get around it, they get like itchy and like stuffy. I don't know. I probably should get like an allergy test to figure out exactly what I'm allergic to, but that happens every single time I get around potting soil. It's freaking weird. So I definitely probably am allergic. Here is the Hoya glabra in its new vessel. I'm going to fill the water about 1/3 or like 1/2, probably just barely touching the root because this one did come from soil. If this was a water prop, I would go ahead and let the water touch the root, but since it came from soil, I'm gonna just put it a little bit below the root so that it doesn't rot. When you are transferring from soil to pond or leca, you probably will see some rot because the roots aren't used to all the water. So that's something I will keep an eye on as well. But for now, it is all done and ready to go. This plant is actually going to go into one of my cabinets. Right now, I keep all my Hoyas in my rudsta. They're actually growing quite a bit, so I kind of want to move them into the milsbo and make the whole top section a Hoya section. I haven't really decided if I actually want to do it or not, but if I do decide to do that, I will definitely record it and show you guys how it comes out because I've actually acquired quite a bit of Hoyas now. At this point, they're going to need their own like cabinet or something because I've definitely gotten quite a bit in the last few months. I've really started to like Hoyas. And honestly, this one is really cool. It definitely gives like Sarawak vibes, but you can definitely see the differences. It's a little bit more pointier than round. Yeah, I had never seen this plant until I went to the event on Sunday, and they did have a couple of these, and they had some other big leaf Hoyas that I had never seen before either, but maybe I will check out their Hoyas more next time because it seems like they have some cool stuff. So now we can move on to the Plowmani citrus. I have my soil mix here. This is my aeroid potting mix. It's soil free. I make this myself. I sell it on the website in case you want to try it out. It's always there. It's really chunky and airy. Works great for the aeroid plants. If my plants are not in semi-hydroponics, they're in this. So here is the plant. There was actually quite a bit of root rot on the bottom, so I had to trim it. So this is what the roots are looking like. Other than that, it was pretty good. So this is the 6-inch pot that I'm going to use. This is the 6-inch clear pot that I sell on my website. It's really sturdy and it has the drainage holes already on the bottom. You guys know I have that clear pot aesthetic. I really like it. So all my plants are in clear pots or cups or anything like that. So this mix is like a mixture of things like cocoa husk, perlite, charcoal, different types of bark, stuff like that. Sometimes I put leca in here, but for the most part, it's like a typical aeroid mix. This is the type of mixes that unfortunately you don't find in the store. You have to make it yourself or buy it from somebody. I think I've actually perfected my mix and I really like it, and all my plants really like it. I do use this for all the plants now. Don't really want to pot this in anything bigger than a 6 right now. I want this to get adjusted to the 6, and then I think I'm actually going to move it to that rectangular pot I was talking about. The pot that it was in was like a 4.5 or a 5, I think. So this is like more than enough right now. And this will give it some time to get like adjusted again. So I think this is fine. I'm really not worried about it at all. I think I actually am going to put this plant in one of my cabinets because it's not too big yet. I think I'll actually put it in the milsbo because I'm going to be honest with you guys, the milsbo has like no plants in there. I've definitely been going through a phase where I've been getting rid of a lot of my plants, and now really only 2 out of 3 of my cabinets are full. So I've been going back and forth, like, do I want to sell a cabinet? Do I want to keep it? I don't know. Right now that cabinet is pretty much empty. The only thing that's really in there is the Monstera albo and my Thai. Yeah, as of right now, there's really not much in there. So this guy is actually looking really good. Oh my gosh, you guys, I really love this plant. Look how beautiful this new leaf is. It's so beautiful. I'm just really happy that I saw this plant because I don't think I would have gotten it if it wasn't the citrus. I don't think I would get the regular Plowmani. I think it's so cute. Like, I can't get over this beautiful new leaf here. This older leaf is kind of beat up and ugly, so we'll see what it does. I'm going to just let it grow in this 6-inch pot for a little bit, stick it in the milsbo, see what it does. It does have a new leaf coming in, so we'll see how that goes. Once it's outgrown this 6-inch pot, I think I will move it into that rectangular pot. So when that happens, I'll probably move this plant and my gloriosum into those rectangular planters, and I will definitely show you guys how it's going. So here is the new plant. So once this video is over, I'm going to water both of the plants fully, and I'm going to water them with a little bit of fertilizer. I like to use the Dynagrow liquid fertilizer. fertilizer. I'll link it in the description as well. I'm actually almost done that fertilizer. So if you guys have any liquid fertilizer recommendations, let me know, because I definitely want to try something else. But I know a lot of people use Dyna-Gro, and Dyna-Gro has been working great for me. So far, that's all I've really tried. This guy is finished as well, and he is going to go in the milsbo. So here are the plants all repotted up. This is the Hoya glabra. Let me know if you guys have actually seen this plant or heard of this plant before. This was my first time seeing it. I looked it up online and the blooms are so pretty. So hopefully we can get this Hoya to bloom as well. And if it does, I'll definitely show you guys. And then we have our beautiful Ploumani citrus here. It's so pretty. Like, I am obsessed, you guys. I'm really happy with these two purchases. I went to Ecuagenera with a $100 budget and I spent $90. So I stayed within the budget and I'm very happy with what I got. No anthuriums this time that jumped out to me, but I'm happy with these two. I hope that you guys enjoyed this repotting video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!